This is the Quiksilver Pro Stock 9 on the Championship Tour, a big one for Filipe Toledo here, coming into this heat injured, up against Miguel Pupo, who's trying to fight his way into the top 22 to keep a place on the Championship Tour. Should be a good heat between one of the flashiest regular footers we've ever seen on the CT. Filipe making a move. Let's see what he can do with this injury. Basically taped together at this point. Doing pretty well at the moment. Smooth flow. Goes down there, so I don't think...
You know how when he had that kind of fall, it's anytime you're kind of quickly trying to change your balance, that's when you can kind of see that it'll hinder him. I mean, generally you don't see him fall like that, just on a cutback. Oh, you see the board just slipped underneath too. It was kind of got...
He's placing those moves. You know, he won't need to use his full range of motion. Miguel up though. A decent first turn. And whips his board through another. Bit of foam on the face, no problem for the goofy footer. And he just negotiates that tricky end section reasonably well. I don't know if you call that last turn complete.
Let's take a look for it again. This is the same angle. Beautiful snap where he really gets that board up 90 degrees on its rail. And then right here he sets up the rhythm off the bottom and thought he was going to go up there for the float, but takes away from it. And then it mistimed him for that final section. He goes down.
The most critical part of the wave.
He did. See what happens here from Filipe. Bobble on the bottom turn. No speed through that foam climb. Come back next year, ultra fired up, and see if he can stay healthy.
It's not over yet, Pete.
It isn't, you're right.
18 minutes to go here. Miguel looking at his second ride at the moment. Just chipping away at this one. Certainly not slamming the door shut on Filipe, but that is definitely going to help. The lead will free him up a little bit. Let's have a look at the replay.
Again, that backhand, always so solid, it's so fluid. This wave flattens out, which we see happen through that midsection. He's able to get the two turns on the outside and the completed finish. So you'd have to say this is at least equal to his 6-point ride. And now, you know, feeling a little bit like it could go a little bit better. Trying to spray out the drone.
Lots of variety too, wasn't there? Started with that slice off the top, then kind of whipped his board, a nice round turn, and brought it through to the inside and clicked off the closeout pretty well.
Probably won't factor into his top two. Again, let's take a look here. Look at this left though, so clean this first section. And that was dynamic. I mean, you could see that fetching almost into the good range just by that one maneuver, you know. And then he had this, you know, he had the transition through it, but the finish just didn't happen for him. Not enough speed to ride out, but you'd have to say that that number probably would be pretty good. I mean, look at this section. Straight up and just hooks it. That is great technique on the backhand. Showing some flair. You know, not much scoring potential on that maneuver there, and then just goes into the potholes. Not enough speed to pull this last move off.
I guess too, that looking at the end of that ride, I don't think it would matter if he was injured or not. There wasn't a lot of score. Tip to a level this year at Jeffreys Bay and Trestles. We'll talk about those in a minute, but during the break, not much happened, but right now we've got Miguel Pupo up.
Quick wave for Miguel Pupo. And I think that searching for a ride on a motorized personal watercraft at this point, unless this wave completely reforms for him, which actually it could, stays with it. You know, I don't know how much points are on offer for that finish move, but
for Filipe, who's still within reach, chasing a 6.83 at the moment. Have a look at it and tell me what you think.
Well, I like the finish move, but that was it. You know, the snap was kind of more of a transition setup maneuver, and the final move, not going to be enough. I mean, and even all the work to get to this last little piece of open face. Look at the score already put in, not into his top two. So, you know, Filipe, if he can put himself on a good wave, I think he has a good chance. I mean, because
finaled at Pipe before, so with those two event wins, He's remained in touch with the front runners, but he can't slip up here. That's a poor wave selection, just the one turn on offer. Miguel, on the other hand, kind of gets a similar ride. He's trying to better a 5.33. Just seemed a little odd, the wave selection from both competitors there. Unless Miguel finds the link through to the inside here, which he has. A tough section to read. Ollies off the top. Sticks the landing for a moment before getting completely annihilated. Thing on the inside, kind of providing something that's, you know, steep enough and critical enough that you can actually let go of a turn that converts a score higher than a 5.33 and gets you out in front.
Well, he did have, you know, the carve on the outside before he had that finish move, so we didn't get to see that before. So that might have helped a little bit to add some points to this ride. Again, needing a 5.33 or
there, and he's in a spot of bother.
I mean, with all his edits that he's been able to put together, and you look at that last score of Miguel Pupo, a 6.27. That's enough to put a bit more pressure.
Well, Miguel throwing everything at another ride just there, but incomplete. And now Filipe swoops. This is his opportunity. He's going to kick out, though. A bit of foam on the face.
Foot on the board, or a couple different ways to get through a wave.
This might be Felipe's last shot at it. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. And he is chasing a 7.77. This wave is pretty small, so he has to do something monstrous to turn it into an excellent number. And that's just not the ramp that he wants. Miguel Pupo, you know, you wouldn't call it a confident performance. He did well. He scrapped for his scores, but he scrapes through with a couple of sixes. He's into the third round. When we come back from the break,